Hey gang, I'm a little late getting the camera on, but I haven't really done much except pull the tins off. That fought me. It was stuck on there good, but I got her off of there. In fact, I need to blow out the hole. Sometimes you gotta blow out the hole first, you know. We're gonna check compression. I have already checked for spark and I have spark. We are looking at the 6-horse for Mini Lord. So we're gonna see if we can get this thing to fire today. And so far so good. I mean, I've got spark. Everything is free and clear on the on the carburetor. So we're going to spin her over and see what we've got in the way of compression. I need a good way to just hold that right there. Well, I know it's going to fall, but I'll bring it back up so you guys can see it. Maybe it'll stay. This off there so it will be flying. Okay, we're ready. I got to hold on tight because this drill really gives a heck. Here we go. We are at about 112 psi with an easy start. I can handle that, especially for a motor that's 53 years old, I think. Check the blower housing here. Where's our numbers? Excuse me, 1967. So it is 50 years old. It's got spark and great compression. Now I'm going to check the oil. We'll introduce a little bit of gas to it. I'll get it all buttoned back together. You don't need to watch that. Get the starter generator mounted. I still have a starter generator mounting bolt right here to get freed up, and I took all this off mainly so that I could get in behind there and get some penetrating oil in behind it. I tried using my Craftsman Easy Out set. Hang on, I'm getting them. Tried using these. That didn't work. Tried using the tiny pipe wrench that's now on the floor with the rest of the bolts for the engine. Tried using just a number of things, and so far nothing's got it. So I took everything off so I could get in behind it. That's the lower mount is a blind hole, so those always come out great. The uppers are not blind holes, so moisture is the devil, as is with any aluminum on steel or steel on aluminum. And the devil played its part here with the flywheel pulley and booster fan and with that one bolt. So we're going to attempt, like I say, to get that bolt extracted so that we can get the starter generator put on, which is sitting right there on the floor with my upside down parts pan, which looks like it caught everything but one bolt. I can handle that. Nope, 2 bolts. So anyway, there we go. Let me get it buttoned up. We'll be back. Hang on. Well, gang, digging into it deeper and deeper and deeper. Everything was just, nothing had been taken apart on this engine in 50 years. And it's fighting me every inch of the way. I didn't show taking the flywheel off, but that was an endeavor in and of itself. Now, finally have enough room to get to this bolt that is here. That broke off. And I also finally got it to start moving. Not without it fighting. So after I get it out, I will run a chaser tap through it to chase the threads and clean those up. But we at least got it out. So the next step will be getting everything all back together. And I did use heat and PB Blaster on this little bolt. It's really important that I got it out. If you can't mount your starter generator bracket with just one bolt. It won't work. Things just won't line up. It's a-coming, it's a-coming, it's almost out. There we go. And looks like I pulled some of the threads out with it. So we may have to step the size up just a little bit and go to the next size up. It's at 5/16, we may have to jump up to a 3/8. And there's still plenty of meat on this boss for me to do that, but I'm going to see if chasing that thread, if that won't do the trick. Because I don't know if you guys can see it well enough, but there is aluminum in the grooves. So, fingers crossed. I don't see that the threads have pulled out, so that's one good thing. So, let me inspect it a little bit, and I'll get back to you. Okay, gang. You may see a little bit of a fog in the shop, and that's because when I tilted this engine over, when it was sitting on the floor and I dumped oil out, the exhaust valve was open, and the oil dumped out through the exhaust valve and filled the muffler up. So the shop right now is completely full of smoke. But that already tells you, yep, the engine's now running. I didn't do the initial start because I had to swap carburetors. I got interrupted. I went from the last video clip at 2 o'clock. It is now 5 o'clock. So I just want to show you this thing running. Yes, I know I've got the starter generator over in the wrong position. It's supposed to be over on this side, but that's where I've got the motor clamped down. So let's start it up. Is it going to start? It better start. Start. Fastest. Found a good ground. This thing's so rusty and dirty, but there you go. It runs. You can see oil spatter all over everywhere. That muffler was so full of oil. I've got an oil mess literally everywhere. It's all over the floor here. This is when I first started it up. You can still see the fog in the air. Hey, that's kind of funny. Alright, well, that's good news. We've got Mini Lord's engine running. I let it run long enough to burn all the oil off the exhaust to make sure that the engine itself is not smoking, and it isn't. I do have to dial in the carb. Like I say, I had to switch the carb around. Pain in the rear, but it is what it is. You do what you have to do. My camera is slipping out of its holder. Hang on. Stay in there. That wraps it up. I accomplished what I set out to do. It, in my opinion, should have been accomplished a lot sooner than now, but when you get interrupted, things just don't always go as planned. So it is 5:15. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna hop on little Billy and go into town and treat myself to something to eat. My local hamburger joint's got 2 cheeseburgers and a fry on sale for $3.99. So I'm gonna go get a couple of those and have me some fries. Alright, that's it. If you guys enjoyed an engine video from Zippo, give me a big old thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. We'll see you guys on the next one. Oh, and don't forget those plates. I'm loving the plates. Later. I'm out.